Feel the sun and watch it work. Seeds of joy in every row. Come on down, we'll show you how what's fresh and green is growing now. At Bob's Market, we've got it all, from garden dreams to greenhouse halls. Catch the buzz, catch the show, where the best of the season grows. Ripe, peppers bright, tips for keeping blooms in sight. Let's make your backyard glow. Tools and plants, advice for free. Bob's is where you want to be. At Bob's Market, we've got it all, from garden dreams to greenhouse halls. Catch the buzz, catch the show, where the best of the season grows.
Hi, John Morgan here, and welcome to this week's episode of Bob's Live. And this week, I've got a great episode for you. I literally just went to the event yesterday and got the video edited this morning. So I'm going to jump right into it. Yesterday, day before, I traveled out to Cincinnati because the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden, it's both, on the Botanical Garden side, they do plant trials every year. And one of the things that we do is supply them with plugs. And I'll get into, in the video, a little bit more about how that process works. But basically, breeders send us seeds. We then sow them, grow them into little baby plugs that we then send to the Cincinnati Zoo. Their team there then transplant them and grow them into something that they can put into their landscape. And they run a full trial program there. So all of the plant displays have tags in them that tell you the name of the plant. And then throughout the season, they're judging the plants based off of their performance. So yesterday, I was able to take a tour of both the botanical garden at the zoo, and then also a nearby elementary school where they took basically this big empty field that wasn't being used for anything that was on the school property, and they turned it into a learning garden. So it has a trial garden there, um, more of a perennial like pollinator garden, and then they also have a vegetable garden and greenhouses. So that was really great to see also. So let's dig right into it and head to the Cincinnati Zoo to their annual breeder showcase. Today I'm here at the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Gardens for their annual Breeders' Day event. Follow along with me as we check out their plant trials. We've previously been to the trial gardens at The Ohio State University. This is somewhat similar. They test out a lot of different varieties of plants here, and that's what we're going to be checking out is their trial program. By the zoo is the Rockdale Urban Learning Garden, and it is on the property of the grade school right back there. And anyhow, for the Breeders' Day today, they've provided this nifty chart, and it actually lists the growers, so I can find plants that we grew at Bob's Market, like these begonias. So throughout the day, if I see something we grew, I'll point it out. This begonia Stonehenge Rose Bronzeleaf that is right here at the entrance to the zoo was grown by us, and it is simply huge. So here in this bed, this Impatiens Solarscape XL Salmon Glow, we grew up, along with a bunch of other specimens here. These Impatiens Beacon Coral Improved, beautiful grouping here. Maybe 2 feet tall at the highest point. I'm down here at the Elephant Trek area, and the Xenia Double Sahara Fire, that is a plant that we grew. So the way that this works is breeders send us the seeds. We then grow the seeds as plugs, send the plugs here to the Cincinnati Zoo, and then they finish growing them into a plant like this. So that was my day here at the Breeders' Showcase at the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Gardens. So the next time you're here at the Cincinnati Zoo and you see some beautiful plants, they might have got their start in Mason, West Virginia, right at Bob's Market. So that was the Breeders' Day trial event at the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. So next year, probably going to go to it. But what I would like to do is possibly invite some of you guys to come too. So that's something I might work on for next year, is setting up something like that. So I think that would be really cool if we could do that. So the next thing that I want to take a look at is the weather, because we're starting to get kind of that fall feeling outside. I know it's a little bit warmer today. Oh, I keep forgetting to mute my phone. But we're starting to get a little bit more of that fall feeling. It's a little bit warmer today, but it still feels a bit like fall out. And right now it's 73 outside and sunny here in Mason. But looking ahead, if we scroll down and take a look at the daily forecast, we're going to kind of trend upward heading into this weekend and into next week. So, there we go. By the middle of next week, we're kind of back up into the 80s. But then between Wednesday into Thursday next week, it's looking like there's going to be another front that moves through, and then we're going to drop back down to the 70s. So we're getting in like right on the verge of fall sweater weather, which is nice. But yeah, right now it's just gorgeous weather. A great time to get outside and work on gardening projects. And if you're looking for some guidance on your projects, of course, you can always check out our podcast, the Keep Growing Podcast. It comes out every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. and it covers the gardening tasks for the week ahead based off the WVU Gardener's Almanac, which is kind of specific to our region. And then also take a look at the weather forecast. We get a little bit more in depth with that. And that kind of gives you something to plan off of for the weekend, and then also getting into the week ahead. So make sure you check out that podcast. If you listen to podcasts, I know me, I have like 45-minute drive to get here to the office. I constantly listen to podcasts while I'm driving. This one, I designed the Keep Growing Podcast to be in the 5 to 10 minute range. That way you can quickly listen to it like a news update and then, get on with the rest of the day. But it's available on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, or whatever it's called now, Apple Podcasts. It's also available on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And then you can get videos like this when we go live. I also upload videos regularly. And then also our podcast gets uploaded there as a video. And then we're also over on Amazon. So if you have, and I know if I say her name, it'll activate if you have one. But, Amazon smart home device, if you say, hey, play the Keep Growing Podcast from Bob's Market, that should get it playing for you. And then we're also on iHeartRadio. So if you have the iHeartRadio app, you can check it out there. Along with fall kind of being in the air, we're also starting to get fall items in at our stores. So we're not like full on fall yet. We don't have pumpkins and gourds and that sort of stuff in yet. But we do have mums, ornamental kale, and some other goodies. So just a little bit ago, I stopped down to our Mason Market, and this is as of what, 45 minutes ago, what we have in stock there. So let's check out a little hint of fall. Today I am down here at our Mason Market, where we have ornamental cabbage and kale. And these make a great choice for fall. They're not grown to eat, they're an ornamental cabbage and kale, like the name implies, but they are super frost hardy and freeze resistant. In fact, on some of the red and purple varieties, the colder it gets, the brighter their colors get. And they're priced pretty good. So these are in 8-inch pots, and they are $6.99 each. So they make a great choice for filling in those spots in your landscape where you want an additional pop of green going into fall. Two other great options to consider are right here behind me. We have some echinacea, it's blooming right there, and then also this ornamental millet. And both of these just say fall. This millet, I personally am planning on using one of these in the back of a container with a mum in front of it. So that way I get some height with the millet, and then a nice little mound of collar in front of it with the mum. So check out these options also. This is just the start of the fall season here at Bob's, so make sure you stop by, because we're constantly going to be getting new fall themed items in, including both plants and also items for decorating. And that's a little bit of what we have going on for fall at our stores. And like I said, of course, we're just getting started into fall. We're going to be getting a wider selection of fresh fall apples in. Of course, later on, we're going to be making apple butter, which we do right here down at our Mason Market over a wood fire in a copper kettle. So I'll be covering that once we get apple butter cooking. But yeah, fall is here. And before I go, last week I had mentioned, that my wife and I, we've been on a trip in July, and I'm working on some videos related to the trip. So yeah, we went out west, and I recorded some videos that I specifically had Bob's Live in mind when I was creating them. But I've got to do a ton of editing for these videos, because a lot of it is video work, and then I also want to record narration to go along with it. So it's going to take some time to edit those. It's one of those things where it's a great idea on paper, and then it turns into a bigger project than you thought it would be. So those videos are coming. The great thing about them is they aren't really season specific, so we can cover them a little bit later on. So, but yeah, we do have that to look forward to. Next week, we're going to have an episode of Bob's Live. Then the week after, I'm going to be gone on a trip. And it's actually another thing that I'll be covering here on Bob's Live. I'm going to be speaking at a controlled environment agriculture, which is a fancy way of saying greenhouse. But I'm going to be speaking at a conference in Virginia. So you better believe I'm going to be taking you guys along for the ride. Um, so that's something else that we can look forward to. That week, though, the conference runs Tuesday and Wednesday. So I'll be traveling there on Monday. I'll be at the conference Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I'll be traveling back on Thursday. So here in 2 weeks, at about this time on Thursday, hopefully I'll be somewhere between Virginia and here. And well, that is all that I have for this week. So until next time, keep growing.
At Bob's Market, we've got it all, from garden dreams to greenhouse halls. Catch the buzz, catch the show, where the best of the season grows.